Hi, I'm Michael Landis, otherwise online known as Denariax. I'm 23, single, and most of the time I go online and bitch to people I don't know about things nobody cares about. Today, though, I'm going to bring up something about video game violence. For at least a decade, we've been dealing with old people who believe that video games cause violence. You know, hopefully meaning that they don't grow arms and legs and beat old women over the head with a 2x4. They believe that video games cause people to attack other people violently. I'm not here to tell you that doesn't happen. In fact, I don't entirely believe it isn't at least an inspiration for a lot of people, because it is. There are a few people who actually go out there and kill other people because of shit like Call of Duty that nobody cares about nowadays. Or at least I don't. To get back on track though, there aren't that many people who go out there and kill other people because a video game told them to. I at least hope not, and I hope the video games don't sprout arms and legs and beat people to death with a 2x4, as awesome as that looks in my head. While we know this doesn't happen to a lot of people, we also tend to lash out violently against these people in office, old people generally, you know what I mean, who hate it, who think that we're criminals by playing video games. When we lash out at people, especially, when we're considered criminals by old people, we need to understand that we might be proving their point. We might be demonizing ourselves by demonizing them. So I say we need to keep an open mind about things. Before I go into, keeping an open mind about things, though, I'd like to talk about something else, and probably the reason as to why most of these old people think that we're, murdering psychopaths. I'm going to use an example. How many people watching this videos were born in the 90s? I'm going to say, most of them, because that's who's probably going to be watching this anyways. We grew up with things like Toonami. We grew up with things like Dragon Ball Z. We grew up with things like the friggin' Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was turtles skateboarding everywhere, spouting catchphrases like cowabunga and tubular. What probably wasn't one of them. That was more the Batman and Robin. But that was our generation. Now, what do we hate on? We hate on this generation. We hated on last generation. I hated on last generation. I don't know if you guys did, but I did. I actually enjoyed hating on last generation, but I realized, even though there are swaggots, there are people who basically just think differently from me. They have different opinions about what's cool at the time. There's different generations have different popular things. And yeah, as soon as I realized this, I didn't demonize swaggots anymore. I didn't demonize the ghetto. I didn't demonize the 80s for basically all being hippies. I have fun with it. I realize that it's just irrational fear placed by social norms. And I believe that's what the old people think about us when they think about video game violence. They think that every single one of us is a psychopath because, one, most of our popular games are about shooting the hell out of people. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? And while I can understand that being the popular thing, because America, we can't possibly be the cause for that. And the only reason they believe this is because they didn't grow up with it. They didn't... a few of them might have grown up with it. A few of them who even grew up and understands why other people like it probably still hate our guts. I mean, that's people. Every single person is different like that. But the thing we need to take away from this is that the old people hate us because we're experimenting with something they can't comprehend. They don't understand. They don't try to make the effort to really go on about this. I'm also going to bring up the death of another guy, Roger Ebert. For about 5 seconds, I actually enjoyed him dying. And then I realized I was a friggin' idiot. In fact, I realized that every single person who hated on him for not saying that video games were art is completely stupid and really needs to rethink their life, because they're demonizing people like that. Basically, people who grew up and understands every single aspect of something they're interested in. Obviously, not everybody's interested in video games. Most of us are, because we grew up in this generation. Well, that generation. You know what I mean. And we're going to be those guys. One day, we're going to hate something. One day, every single one of us is going to look at a generation and say, this is stupid. We're going to look at an invention that could cure friggin' cancer, and we're going to say it's the worst thing on the planet because we don't understand it. We're stupid. As soon as we get out of this mindset that old people are horrible people because they don't understand us, we'll be better off. We'll actually try and do things differently. We won't lash out at these people who don't understand us. We try to teach them. I'm going to bring up an example. My grandfather was a great person. My grandfather is probably the only person alive that I respected. It's probably the only person I respected in my entire life. Besides, some actors and voice actors and shit like that. He's the only person I knew that I could respect. I have a really high regard for him. And for a long time, he actually believed the exact same thing that most of these demonizers did. And I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say that he was a horrible person for that, because A, I respected him the most. And I'm not going to say his decision was amazing. I'm going to say my decision was amazing. I'm actually going to do a little bit of an ego trip here, because we all need one of those nowadays, don't we? If I didn't show him Ape Escape, by the way, yeah, I'm talking about Ape Escape. I taught someone how to enjoy some forms of art through catching monkeys. That was awesome. I taught my grandpa what games meant through Ape Escape. I'm going to keep going on about that because that's absolutely hilarious if you ask me. I taught him how to enjoy something he didn't understand. And that honestly feels a lot better than randomly bickering to some old guy because he doesn't understand what I understand. I mean, come on, that's teenager logic. That's not grown up. That's not mature. That's buying into what they believe. So I taught him Ape Escape. And he believed everything we believe now. He believed exactly what I believe. I feel great about that. I feel great that someone who is in that mindset can be changed. In fact, I believe every single one of them can be changed. It really takes our effort. If they're so stubborn to not accept art, leave them be. Do you honestly know how old these guys are? Within the next 5 to 10 years. No, sorry. 5 to 20. Let's just say that because that's honestly a respectable age range. They'll all be dead. And as sadistic as that sounds, every single one of them will be off the planet and out of your hair. You will never have to bitch about these people ever again. Why bitch about them now? Why not accept it will eventually happen? I accepted it. You know, I'm playing Injustice on the side. I'm having a goddamn good time. And just so we can get into it a little bit more, the only reason that we're considered this right now, like it's a big issue right now, is because I'm going to blame Call of Duty again, because as long as that gets billions of sales records every fucking year, we'll be stuck. As soon as all the people who hated us usually die off, or we can change enough people to get accepted, or Call of Duty just stops fucking existing, it's going to keep existing because that's capitalism, by the way. One of those happened, we get accepted. that's pretty much what's going to happen. I think that's awesome. I think we're so damn close to be considered as an art form. I mean, come on, Journey. Journey got accepted in a movie competition for best music. God damn, is that amazing? We just blew away most of the movies in order to have some of the best music. I mean, come on, it was Fantasia the video game, and had damn good music. I still listen to it every now and then in the car, and then switch to other stuff. But yeah, we got accepted for best music in a genre of storytelling that we usually don't even like, or I don't even like. I think that's awesome. I think we're so close to finally being accepted. All we need to do is wait. Or for those of you who want to actually take a stand, get into the industry. Start writing. I'm writing. I'm actually trying really damn hard to get myself into the gaming industry to start as a writer. Obviously, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, but hey, maybe this will help. Maybe I can finally get my stuff on paper. Maybe I can actually make a change. That's how I think. I'm not going to say, these people are ruining our lives. I'm going to say, I'm ruining my life. I mean, come on. Look at this. It's funny if you ask me. But, we're close. We're almost there. We're on the finishing line. Probably on the ground crawling because of a few certain issues, but we're almost there. And violence in video games won't hold us back to that. In fact, all of these old people, what are they going to do? Are they going to suddenly say they're all outlawed because of a few stupid decisions that some corporate things had to happen to do? We're almost there, guys. Just as long as we get to that position, we'll be fine. Gaming will be fine. It'll be finally be taken as an art form. We'll finally be respected. Just don't attack them. Because as soon as we attack them, we may as well be the victim. Thanks for listening.